Today I had the chance to talk to Mr. Levi Bachmeyer and Mrs. Hoyme about the use of AI in classrooms and the upcoming district AI work group. The first question I asked for Mr. Bachmeyer was, how did the district come up, or why did they make this AI work group?
The district has its strategic plan, based around three goals, around wellness, academic achievement, and then choice-ready outcomes. And kind of embedded in all of those things is a recognition that we can always get better. So we talk about continuous improvement. Right. And just for me personally, I have enjoyed kind of following AI, the development of AI. I use ChatGPT, for personal and sometimes some professional tasks. Right. So I think it's a huge opportunity for a district of our size, almost 13,000 students, to kind of have this conversation as a group, as a team, mm-hmm. and say, what do we think that what can it do for us, and how do we make sure that we use it responsibly or don't create other issues that may arise as a result.
Right. The second question I asked Mr. Bachmeyer was, what is being told to the teachers in this work group to train them for ethical use of AI?
Yeah, great question. So I'm a high school teacher by trade. I'm not in the classroom anymore. So we're kind of looking at AI through two different lenses. One is the kind of curricular student-facing side. What does this mean for how AI should be responsibly used as a student in an English classroom? That is kind of outside of the scope of what we're talking about. I don't work in the curricular division, and so we're really kind of leaving those big questions to our curricular teams. I'm viewing this more kind of from an operational standpoint. Right. And so I think one of the first things that we're going to do in this work group is to explore and do some reading on the various, pros and cons, mm-hmm. or some of the opportunities and challenges, with AI. And a huge part of that is the ethical consideration about whether it's citations, privacy, fact-checking. I mean, there's a lot of things we're going to have to talk about. And so I think just being transparent with teachers up front that I don't have all the answers. We don't expect anyone who volunteered to be on this work group to have all of the answers. Right. But that we just need that if you're going to participate in this conversation, I think my expectation would be that you see or feel like there could be a potential use. Right. But we recognize on the front end that it's not a silver bullet, and we need to be really careful, when we're having these conversations.
Mm-hmm. Finally, I asked Mrs. Hoyme, what preparation should teachers make to welcome or combat the use of AI in their classrooms?
I think being very clear on your expectations of the use of AI in the classroom to start when you have an assignment is important. And I also think, like you said, being a little bit welcoming. There are great moments to use it, and there are some moments that you just shouldn't. Like, you shouldn't rely heavily on it. So I think being very clear and knowing your own feelings on it as a teacher before you have an assignment is important.
By the way, the teachers don't know this. All these questions were made by ChatGPT, so it's sort of nice.